guys, it's Watoni and Yancy, and you're welcome to the Baby Talk Show. On this episode, I particularly like it because she has older kids, teenagers, and she's a MILF. She's CEO FabriquebyFabz, and she's Ufoma Irabo. I hope I didn't murder your name.
No, you did just great. Thank you very much.
Drum rolls! So now, CEO FabriquebyFabz, how has it been?
It's been amazing.
And it's good to have you on my show.
I'm glad you had me. Thank you for having me.
Pretty.
You look amazing yourself.
Thank you. Why the MILF? Let's even break it down, even if I know what it means, but let's break it down.
Okay, ordinarily, we all know what MILF means. It means, I don't want to say the word, but come on, I'm sexy, I'm hot for my age. I'm a mother of 16-year-old.
Do you want to say your age? Or
no, that's classified.
I was putting you on the spot there.
Yeah.
So now, how's FabriquebyFabz been? Are you wearing FabriquebyFabz?
Yes, I'm wearing my outfit, of course. Yeah.
Head to toe?
Yes, head to toe,
Nice.
Everything. Thank you very much.
Taking this jacket after this episode.
You sure can have it.
Anyway, so on this segment, we're talking about parenting styles.
Yeah.
Before we talk about it, I want to find out how old your kids are.
My son is 16 and my daughter is 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have the same parenting styles with both kids?
Actually, no. Because when you have two kids, you begin to realize that humans are different, even though they were born from the same mother and the same father. So they actually have different characters, different mindsets, and different personalities. So what works for the boy might not work for the girl. So you have to know how to do that and balance it up. So yeah, so there are different parenting styles for both of them.
Okay, let's even talk about the parenting styles. You know, there's authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, uninvolved. Now, before I ask the one you apply, do you think there are cases where we end up using all four? Like the uninvolved and permissive, because those are the uninvolved, whatever you want is you don't really care.
Yeah.
Do you think there are times as mothers, generally, we end up using all four parenting styles at a point in our kids' life?
To be very honest with you, I think using the uninvolved parenting skill would be a very bad choice, because you give a room for being uninvolved and then things go bad. And sometimes when you want to be uninvolved, it doesn't happen because you naturally want to do it. It happens because you have been upset. Someone has offended you, obviously the kids, because they're teenagers, they have a mind of their own. And then you get to a point where just do whatever you like, I don't care. But you have to know how much time you have to be uninvolved. Otherwise, the space of time you give to them, they go poof. So you have to know when to be uninvolved and retract your steps and then come back and be involved again.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they're like 18, is it okay to be uninvolved or permissive?
Like I would say to my kids, even as old as I am, my mother was still involved in my life before she passed. So there is not a time where you will be totally uninvolved with your kids. You just believe that you have taught them enough, and then they can now be sustainable on their own. They can now handle themselves as young adults. But you will still try to help them, teach them some certain things, and then just guide them with your way of life.
You know, the four parenting styles, we know the permissive and uninvolved is not advisable. But then there's the authoritative and authoritarian. I personally confuse both. So now I want you to kind of distinguish which one is actually the best and distinguish both.
Okay, now I'll start with saying for us who are way back from the 85s or the 80s, our parents used the authoritarian, which didn't quite go down well because they limited us in so many ways, because they told us no so many times, and then it affected us in our lives as we became older. So you have to be careful not to be so authoritarian. So that's why we have to break down the authoritarian to the authoritative. You give rules, you place down rules, you place down, 10 rules and say, this is what we have to do. this is how this house will run. This is how you should do it. This is how you should do in school.
With love.
Yes, with love. So you have to be authoritative, but you should be careful not to cross the line of being an authoritarian.
Okay, so authoritative is better than authoritarian.
Of course.
What do you think about women or parents, mothers, fathers that are authoritative?
Authoritative is also...
or let me put it in a better way. Do you think they don't know how to cut the line between being authoritative and authoritarian?
To be honest with you, I think the parents of these days can't even find a balance or can't even find a way to sneak into the authoritarian kind of parenting because of the kind of kids we have. They have access to so many things that we didn't have. So you cannot even try to be that authoritarian, even if you want to be, because these kids grow and they know themselves as much as we did not.
Yeah.
So they are self-aware, they are aware of themselves. So you have to know when to step back, even as a parent. Even if you try to say, oh, I'm your parent, but I'm still your friend, you can talk to me. You should know when to step back and let them just have their lives the way they want. Allow them to make mistakes, I always say, but be on the sideline watching so they don't make grievous mistakes that are not able to, you're not able to retract them from. So you have to know that I will be authoritative, but I'll also let them make their choices. Bad as it may seem, I'll let them make mistakes, and they will definitely learn from their own mistakes.
What's an example of authoritative? Like, be an authoritative parent. How like it now? Make a sentence that sounds authoritative and another sentence that sounds authoritarian. Sorry.
Okay, for example, you say to your kid, you're going out, maybe to a church service, and he wants to wear an outfit. And you know he can wear his slippers, like the slides. And he says, no, I don't want to wear slippers. I don't want to wear sneakers. I want to wear slippers because I'm comfortable. And you say to him, no, you can't wear slippers because it makes you dress down. You have to put on shoes. And he's there arguing why he wants to wear slippers. And then you be like, I'm not sure you want to look like someone who they just dragged out of the house. You have to give them a reason why you're making that stern decision. Okay. It's not because you're just pushing your own decision on them, but it's because you think that is the right thing they should do at that time. So with your decisions that you have made for them, like with giving them a reason to your decision, they begin to understand. But not letting them have a reason towards your decision, it makes them feel, oh, she's just pushing me, she just wants to push down her own choices on me. But when you now give them a reason, oh, I think you look better on shoes, wearing slippers makes you look dressed down, then he begins to realize, oh, she actually wants me to look better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's for authoritarian.
Yes.
Or authoritative.
When you force
So let's
the
do the
shoes.
authoritative. Give that same example for an authoritative parent.
Oh, okay, I think you should put on shoes because you actually look better on shoes. When you put on slippers, it just seems like you were dragged out of the house and you were not prepared for church service.
Do you think there's a difference in tone for both?
Yes, of course. How you pass a message, whether you're passing a message to your child or to a staff or to anybody around you, the tone of the message actually matters. Because I say to you, oh, Wathoni, I'm sorry for what I did. Or, oh, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it anyway. There are two different tones. Yeah. You as the hearer or the bearer of the sorry can actually tell if I'm actually sorry or if I'm just trying to throw it at you because you demanded it from me. So the child also understands that when you say to them, oh, I need you to put on shoes because I actually want you to look better. Or you must put on those shoes because I said so. So it's two different tones. So sometimes we try to push down this children's psychology and make them feel, oh, you don't have a choice. That's a very wrong thing to do, especially when they're teenagers. So you actually have to bring reasons to back up your decisions for them.
Makes sense. To round up this segment, I want to ask, do you think the parenting style has, okay, there's a thing about mothers need to do better with their kids, fathers need to do better. Do you think it has to do with this parenting style in particular, or what do you think about this? What do you think we actually need to do better with? Is it the parenting style in itself, or what exactly? Or I just want to know if the parenting style plays a big role in how, as mothers, we need to do better, or as fathers.
Okay, parenting style plays a whole huge role. But another thing I would say is being involved with your child's life, especially, well, I don't like to cut lines across these things because they both are important, but I'll say especially the girl child. You need to pay attention to these kids. Sometimes we think making all this money, pursuing career, you know, being out there, bringing food to the table, buying pizza and ice cream will do a whole lot of good. But if you don't pay attention to them, someone else is paying attention to your child. A boy is telling her something else. A boy is telling her she's beautiful. A boy is telling her something that is making her feel better, that you as the parent are not finding time to do. Oh, she dress up, she packs her hair in an updo style. You'll be like, oh, just put on your shoes and let's go. You have not had time to tell her, oh, you actually look beautiful in that. That earring suits you. You should find time to be involved in your children's life, not just how they look or their appearance to build their confidence, but in their education, in their friends they hang out with, and every area of their lives. That gives them the idea that, okay, I really have somebody, I have a friend in my mother or my father. And so I really don't need much attention from the whole outside world. Authoritative parents, at the same time, be involved in your child's life.
Welcome back, guys. On this segment, I like to call it the Say It All segment. It's a yes or no segment, and I ask a question, and all my guests need to do is yes or no. Well, sometimes that's not all they need to do, but let's go. Did you poop while in labor? I know it's been like
embarrassingly. Yes, I did for the first child.
Nice. I like the sincerity.
Yeah.
Did you breastfeed exclusively for 6 months?
No.
For both?
No. For the first, it was 2 months. My kids actually stopped just taking breast by themselves. So for the first, he stopped at 2 months. And for my daughter, she stopped at 5 months.
Completely? Yeah.
Completely. Like, they just wake up one morning and then they refuse to take it.
So both 2 months? Or
2 months for the first, 5 months for the second child. Yeah.
Did you go out a lot while heavily pregnant and showing?
No, I didn't have the opportunity. That lifestyle was not there at that time. So I was just...
Did your labor take over 24 hours?
No, for my first it was 8 hours. For my daughter it was about 18 hours. I hear the girls take longer time.
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
Did your nose get bigger and your feet swollen while pregnant?
Not at all. I was even getting slimmer while pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you add weight while pregnant?
Not at all.
Did you lose weight?
Yes, I lost weight.
Okay. Did you lose a lot of hair after delivery?
No.
Is that a myth or it's true? People actually lose hair? Or
people lose hair. People have skin, pigmentations. People have a lot of things, but luckily for me, I didn't have any of that.
Did you eat a lot while pregnant?
Yes, I did. But for the first few months, it wasn't like that. After that, I ate a lot. Okay.
Did you have weird, crazy cravings while pregnant?
Yes, for my second child, yes, I did.
What kind of cravings?
Okay.
Is it embarrassing?
Well, it's weird.
Okay.
It's weird. For my second child, I craved, this is something I can say on the show. I craved native chalk mixed with a bit of salt.
Okay.
Yeah,
a bit of salt?
Yes, I like the pinch of salt. Like, I just blend the native chalk and then I mix it with salt and I just keep licking it. So it was my go-to.
Now, last one. On a scale of 1 to 10, because from what you're saying, you had your first child when you were young.
Yeah.
How scared were you on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being very, very scared.
5.
Oh.
I wasn't scared that much because I had a lot of older people around me who told me, it's just a piece of cake. My mother had me in the house by herself, so she gave me the impression that it wasn't a difficult task at all. Come on, you just go in there and you just come out. It's not a big deal. So I had the impression that it would be a piece of cake.
Now, question is, did you poop while pregnant? I find that question very interesting because some people feel it's embarrassing, but I mean, We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is the What's Your Take On segment. On this segment, we'll be discussing Full Housewife. Before I ask you what your take on is on Full Housewife, are you a Full Housewife?
Never.
Why never? CEO FabriquebyFabz.
One, because life is overwhelming. Having kids is overwhelming. So you actually need a getaway. Aside from just having a getaway, you actually need to make money. Mm-hmm. So having somewhere to go, having some things aside from, oh, did you put on your shoes? Did you clean your shoes? Did you fix your closet? Did you brush your hair? You need to think about other things to refresh your mind. And work is the getaway for me. So
for the housewife, you think they don't have this? They don't have that getaway?
I think most housewives will be, it's just a monotonous routine. Like you bathe the child in the morning, you fix food for your husband and your child, you take them to school, you prepare food for lunch, they come back from school. I mean, doing that at a stretch of time for a whole, like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, it gets boring. Mm-hmm. So you need to balance life out. You need to have fun. You need to have recreational moments. You need to have time for family. So all this balances it up when you have to work and, you know, fend for your family at the same time.
Let's have a scenario. I love scenarios. So there's Amy. Okay. She's a full housewife.
Yeah.
She's married with 3 kids. The husband is very rich. Now, he blackmails her that if you're not a housewife and want to start up your own thing, that's it for the marriage. That's the end. So she's left at a crossroads. Is it that, of course, if she does her own thing, she can't be married again because he won't want to be married to her, or she just stays and becomes a housewife?
Okay, now that could also have a very interesting turn, because right now we're in a very global world. So many things are happening even if you don't move out of your house. You could actually be very busy in your bedroom more than someone who has stepped out of the house from 6 a.m. till 5 p.m. So there are a lot of things Eyitemi could do while in the house and still be busy. Even on her phone, she could take up blogging, she could take up, you know, some form of maybe trading, you know, and get busy with herself. So she doesn't feel the impact of she's just passing time, being at home, taking care of things. And, you know, there are so many other things she could do even while at home and still feel like she has worked the whole day.
So basically, Amy she can be a housewife.
Yes, she can.
She shouldn't leave the marriage.
No.
It shouldn't be an option.
I don't always advise leaving the marriage as the first option.
Okay.
There are so many ways to work things around.
True. But then there are people that think it's not an option. I don't have to walk around it. Okay, I don't have to be a housewife. And like you've thought of another scenario. Okay, I can be a housewife and work on my phone, get money while I'm a housewife. But there are those that don't think like that. They're like, it's either this or that. And for them, if I can't be a housewife, I don't want to be a housewife, I want to go, that's it for the marriage. There are those that it's either this or that. So
I think you were set out from trouble in the beginning, because marriage in the first place is a world of compromises. You have to learn, even before getting into marriage, that you will make compromise. To even live with someone, even not in marriage, even your friends, even your siblings, you have to make compromises. So if at the slightest thought, you say your husband says this and then you have to pack your bags, then you're not planning to stay in that marriage. There are certain things that I would advise you don't stay for. Mm-hmm. But if your husband says, oh, you shouldn't work, I can take care of the home, you don't need to work, I need you to stay and look after my kids, which I think in some cases is a great choice, because these kids actually need attention, like I earlier said. So if your husband says that and you think it's a problem, then you were not ready for marriage in the first place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That was quite insightful, but we'll be right back. guys, and it's games time. So we play the gender game as a ritual. You would pick a colored paper. If it's blue, you would have a boy next. If it's pink, you have a girl. If it's yellow, twins. Now I know you might not want to have, but the show wants to know who your next child would be. Boy, girl, twins. But you're not supposed to look.
Okay.
So look away. Don't cheat.
No.
Okay. Don't cheat. Why do I feel like she's cheating?
One
She's
paper?
cheating. Yes.
Okay. What's it?
Girl. Do you like it?
Wow.
Let's drum roll. Because that's what I want.
I definitely don't want to have a boy, so girl is a better option.
You can keep it.
Okay.
So the second game is a question game.
Okay.
You read the question and answer. You pick two. If you're not able to do, how will we do it? You have one shot.
Okay.
So if you answer one and not answer the other one, you have half of the shot.
Okay.
If you fail both, you have the shot.
Full shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we go.
So what am I supposed to do? Pick the...
Yeah, pick any two, or you can just do one after the other as you wish.
Read it
Mm-hmm.
and guess what the answer might be.
Say yeah.
Okay, so it's a question in here.
Yes.
When you get pregnant by either having sex or IVF. That sounds like a riddle. When you get pregnant by either having sex or IVF. Someone help me.
No one can help you.
When you get pregnant by either having sex or IVF. That's pregnancy, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next.
Okay.
But I don't think you're right, but go on.
An injection into the back to take away pain during childbirth. Epidural. I never had it, but I know.
So you didn't get to take the shot though?
Yes, I'm free.
Do you have any other talents? Do you have... Because most times I try to see if we can wrap up this segment or the whole show with sing a song, you sing.
I can't sing to save my life.
Okay. Can you rap?
No,
Okay.
nothing music in my bloodline.
What did you study in school?
I did international studies in diplomacy
So you
for
know,
diploma
has
and
nothing to do
editor.
with Fabric by Fabz?
Nothing. That was just
That's
a
the
stumble
thing
on.
these days.
Yes.
Okay. It was amazing having you.
Thank
And
you for having me.
legit schooled me on all segments.
I'm
well,
glad
apart
I
from the
could.
games, but-
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it on today's episode of the Baby Talk Show. Quite insightful. I've learnt a lot. I mean, our alumni. Right? That's it on today's episode of the Baby Talk Show. Remember, you don't have to be a perfect parent. Just be a real one. Until next time. Bye, guys.